Calls for change days after a deadly shooting in downtown Norfolk. A memorial is growing outside the Chicho's Pizza backstage on Granby Street, where someone shot 5 people early Saturday morning. 2 people died. Sierra Jenkins, a reporter for the Virginian Pilot, and Devon Malik Harris, a semi-pro football player. Their friends, family, and the community are pushing for answers.
And today, the police chief admitted there is more work to do. 13 News Now is team coverage, and Sparacco tells us what Chief Larry Boone had to say. But first, we start with Sarah Hammond. She shares how Norfolk City Council is getting involved.
Yeah, Norfolk City Council still upstairs discussing ways on how to deal with the gun violence here in the city. They heard from the Newark Community Street Team, an organization they hired about a year ago to bring in to try to help them address this problem. And city council members said the team was already scheduled to be here before the shooting that happened early Saturday morning. They're in town talking to community members, organizations, and city leaders to then provide recommendations to the city. They say for now, in the short term, the focus needs to remain on the police department and giving them the resources they need.
In this country, traditionally, you say public safety and people say police. You know, and the reality is that police are only one aspect of the public safety system, because you can't have public safety literally without the public.
And during the work session, Councilman Courtney Doyle doubled down on her call for a gun-free Granby Street in reviewing all conditional use permits for existing businesses downtown, along with closing bars and restaurants at midnight instead of 2 a.m. For now, live in Norfolk, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
And we're told 70 people are signed up to speak during tonight's formal session. We'll have the latest on that coming up on 13 News Now at 11.
Now to the response from Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone. Starting this Thursday, Chief Boone says he will have more officers patrolling downtown Norfolk, but it comes at a cost. And Sparacco continues our live coverage tonight, where the scene took place over the weekend. Ann.
Janet, David, yes, I want to take you a look at this. The memorial for the victims of Saturday early morning shooting keeps growing as each day passes. Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone says he spoke with the families of the victim who are reminding him why it's so important to push for change. Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone says he is facing an uphill battle as he addresses gun violence in his city.
I understand the challenges, but we have to do this.
Following a shooting in front of Chicho's along Granby Street where 2 people died and 3 others got hurt, Boone says he wants to bring in more officers to patrol downtown Norfolk. But with more than 200 vacancies in his police department, Chief Boone says he will have to pull his officers from his special units.
Even in our best of times, when we're fully staffed, we had issues on Granby Street. We have our hands full.
It's a balancing act he says he has to do to keep people comfortable in downtown Norfolk. People like Jordan Rogers, who says she saw part of what happened during Saturday's incident.
It's definitely scary, but just so incredibly sad to see everybody. It's like reaction and running in fear, because there's so many people that live on this strip that, you know, want to feel safe when we go outside to walk our dogs, you know, to walk up the street to get some food or anything.
Chief Boone says he's currently working with the Norfolk City manager to find ways to allow more police presence while allowing people to enjoy downtown Norfolk.
We've got to come up with better solutions than we have in recent years. So.
And the owners of Chicho's also sent out a statement. They say they are teaming up with local law enforcement to monitor the sidewalks when it gets busy at night in this area. Live in Norfolk, I'm Ann Sparacco for 13 News Now.
And Chief Boone says his detectives are still searching for the person or people responsible for the shooting. If you know anything, call the crime line at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. You can remain anonymous. And we know there are still a lot of questions about what happened. Count on 13 News Now to get answers. We'll bring you any updates on air, online, and on our app.